And welcome in our YouTube channel Metallurgical Facts. So this is part 17th of this video series and we are doing metallurgical engineering question practice for GATE 2021. Okay, so the first question for this video is here. The question number one, risers are not required for casting. So there are few materials they have written, that is stainless steel, plain carbon steel, grey cast iron and white cast iron. Okay, so they are asking for the risers. So risers are not required for those materials which expands during the solidification, and in this from these options you can have idea about these all material, and that gray cast iron expands during the solidification. That's why we need not to take risers during the casting of this gray cast iron. Okay, so C option is correct here, and these risers are basically the reservoir for liquid metals during the casting. So that's why we need not to take risers in casting process of gray cast iron. So option C is correct. So the next question is MSQ type of questions basically. So the question is high top pressure in blast furnace operations. Okay, so they have given four options here, and we need to choose one or more than one. There may be one or more than one may be correct for this question because this is multiple select question. Okay, so first option is favors the solution loss reaction. Second is suppresses the solution loss reaction, increases gas solid contact time, and increases coke rate. Okay, so here I am writing what this high top pressure works, and what are the effects of these high top pressure on into the furnace or in on the materials or the elements, okay, while the process. Okay, so first of all, due to this high pressure, this high top pressure basically lowers the silicon and sulfur content in hot metal. Okay, so this is the first point here, content in hot metal. So due to this high top pressure, this silicon and sulfur content will low. Okay, the second thing is that increases the this high top pressure increases the phosphorus content in liquid metal. Okay, so the third point is that it increases the gas pressure, increases the gas pressure increases the gas pressure at 2 years level. Okay, so this is the third effect of this high top pressure into the blast furnace. Okay, so fourth one is cut down the carbon loss, or cut down the carbon loss in solution loss reaction. Okay, in solution loss reaction, so in another way we can say that this suppresses the this solution loss reaction. Okay, so fifth one is that if we will take high top pressure condition, so fuel consumptions will be less. Okay, so fuel consumption is less in this high top pressure cases. Okay, so the next is this high top pressure basically increases the uh, mm, time of contact between gas and solids. Okay, so these are the effects of this high top pressure into the blast furnace. Okay, next is that productivity will also increase because this increases the time of contact between gas and solid, so reduction will get faster, and this the whole productivity will increase. Okay, so these all are the effects of the high top pressure into the blast furnace. So from here you can find the option which is correct. So here A option is favors the solution loss reaction. This is wrong because this cut down the carbon losses in the solution loss reaction. That's why this suppresses the solution loss reaction. So B option is correct here. Next option is increases gas solid contact. I already told you this increases the time of contact between gas and solid. So this C part is also correct. D part is increases coke rate. Okay, so I did not tell you this basically decreases the coke rate because due to the because I already told you that fuel consumption is less. Okay, so this does not increase the coke rate, but this decreases the coke rate. Okay, so D option is wrong here. Okay, so B and C is correct for this question. So B and C is correct. So the next question is NAT type questions. So this question I have already done in the physical metallurgy section, but just for revision purpose we are doing again. So STM grain size number of metal is N. Okay, so N is given here. N is 6. How many grains per square inch can be observed at magnification 200x? Okay, so magnification is also given, that is 200x. So they are asking that how many grains per square inch is can be observed. Okay, so what is the meaning of this grains per square inch? How we can find? You know the formula is m by 100 whole of square into n is equals to the power n minus 1, where this n is basically number of grains per square inch. Okay, and this n is ASTM grain size, that is n is ASTM grain size, or you can say the ASTM grain size number. Okay, and grain size number. This m is magnification. Okay, so magnification, here magnification value is 200, so we will put this 200 by 100 whole square, and we need to find, and 2, and you know small n, you know, that is 6 minus 1. Okay, so n is equals to overall 2 to power 5 by 4. Okay, so from here you will get 8, so n is equals to 8 per inch square. Okay, so this is the correct answer, 8 per inch square. So you need to be careful while choosing the unit, because sometimes they ask in per square, so you need to change this inch square in square whenever they will ask in square. Okay, so 8 is correct answer here. So the next question is, for FCC structure, diffraction of X-ray will occur from the planes for which H plus K plus L is odd, HKL is unmixed, HKL mixed, H plus K plus L is even. Okay, so here this is the condition for the reflection or the diffraction. Okay, so here I will write the crystals, and here I will write reflections are allowed. Okay, reflections are allowed. So what is the condition? What is the condition for the reflection to be allowed? This rule is basically known as extensions rule. Okay, so crystal is SC, and for SC crystal structure, for all values, reflection will take place for all values of H square plus K square plus L square. Okay, for BCC it is for even values, of H plus K plus L. Okay, for even values of H plus K plus L. And for FCC it is when all H, K, L are odd or even. Okay, it means they did not want the mixed values of odd and even, they want unmixed. Okay, so you can say the unmixed values of HKL, either it will be odd or even. Okay, so the next thing is that diamond cubic, and for diamond cubic, HKL are all odd or when all even. Okay, so all are even. And also one more condition is that HK plus L should be divisible by 4. Okay, so these are the conditions. What is the meaning of this? For all values of H square plus K square plus L, it means that, suppose you know the rule, that is 1:2:3:4, that is for simple cubic. For BCC, this is for simple cubic. For BCC it is 2, 4, only even values. Okay, so you can say that for even values of H plus K plus L, it happens. Okay, so this is correct here. And for FCC, all HKL are odd or even. Okay, so this is 3, 4, 3, 4, 8, 11, like that. So what is the meaning of when all HKL are odd? Means, suppose there is a 3, one of the plane is 3, so what will be the HKL value? That is 1, 1, 1. Suppose we have plane 4, so what will be the value of HKL? So 2, 0, 0, 0 will be considered as the even number. Okay, so you can say that for the FCC structure, this is 3:4:8, means this 3 having HKL all are odd. In this case 4, this 2, 0, 0, that all are even. For 8, you can see that 2, 2, 0, so 2, 2 and 0 all are odd, sorry, even, all are even. So this is the condition. So you can say that for FCC crystal structure, the all values of HKL are unmixed. Okay, so here B option is correct. Okay, so this is the way of finding this type of question. So this is very easy question, you can consider this question for your examination. So next question is also a numerical type of question. So radius of largest interstitial atom that can be accommodated in octahedral wide in BCC iron without distorting the lattice in nanometer. So they are asking this value of r wide, okay, in nanometer. So they are saying that assume hard sphere model and radius of Fe atom is given. So r atom is given here. R atom is 0.124 nm, and also some informations are like that. BCC is here, BCC crystal is here, PCC iron, and they also told that there is octahedral wide. Okay, so octahedral wide. So you know the relation for r wide by r atom for the octahedral wide, because I already told you in one of the video about this R wide by R atom. So R wide R atom for BCC octahedral is equals to 0.155. Okay, so from here we will put the values here and we will get the answer. So R wide is equals to 0.155 multiplied by R atom, that is R atom. Okay, so R wide will be equals to 0.155 and R atom is given here, that is 0.124 in nanometers. So that's why we will get the answer in nanometer, that is 0.0192 in nanometers. Okay, so this is the answer of this question, that is 0.0192. In addition, I want to tell you about the few other things like that. For BCC tetrahedral, what is the relation between this R wide by R ratio, that is R wide by R atom is equals to for BCC it is 0.290. Okay, and for FCC this is octahedral case. Okay, for BCC, and for FCC octahedral it is R wide by R atom is equals to 0.414, and for FCC tetrahedral it is R wide by R atom is equals to 0.25 0.225. Okay, so you need to remember these things for your question, for this type of questions. Okay, so this question is very important, you may get this question in 2 marks, and every year you will find this question in previous year papers. Okay, so please try to do the practice of these questions and try to remember these formula. This formula is very important, this is basically relation, these relations are very important. Okay, so answer is 0.0192 nanometers. Thank you guys for your attention. Hope you understood the concept of the questions I have told in this video, and I hope that you will share this video series with the GATE aspirants, those who are going to write the GATE exam on 14th of the February. Okay, so please try to share this video as much as you can so that everyone will get benefit. Okay, so thank you, and subscribe our channel and press bell icon for getting notification. Thank you.